5 circus performers who paid the ultimate price. True tragedy under the big top. The lights dimmed, the music swelled, cameras rolled. Every performer in this story thought the same thing. Just one more act, one more show, one more breathtaking moment. They believed experience, confidence, and the bonds they'd built with their animals would keep them safe. They believed they were untouchable. They were wrong. Tonight, we're stepping inside the ring, into the world of real circus footage, real predators, and the deadly mistakes that cost performers their lives. From veteran trainers with decades of experience to ambitious newcomers trying to prove themselves, each story reveals the razor-thin line between control and catastrophe. No myths, no exaggeration, no Hollywood dramatization. Just nature reacting exactly as it always does. Primal, lightning fast, and merciless. By the end of this video, you'll witness ambition colliding with raw power. You'll see how curiosity, overconfidence, and tradition met the unfiltered strength of lions, tigers, bears, and jaguars. And you'll understand why, under the big top, a single misstep can cost everything, and why death is never far from the spotlight. Marina Vasquez, 2017, 400-pound Siberian tiger. October 14, 2017. Mobile, Alabama. The Carson and Bailey Traveling Circus was alive with energy. Nearly 800 spectators filled the stands, the air thick with popcorn, sawdust, and anticipation. The big top glowed under spotlights, every seat occupied by faces eager for a spectacle. Marina Vasquez, 52, had spent over 30 years training big cats. Tonight, she was performing her grand finale with Czar, a 400-pound Siberian tiger she had raised from a cub. Their bond was legendary. Years of careful training, trust, and patience had made her feel untouchable. As the act began, Marina slowly lowered herself to the sawdust, lying motionless while Czar circled around her. The crowd erupted in cheers and flashing cameras. The energy that thrilled the audience, however, overwhelmed the tiger. In an instant, instinct overrode training. Czar lunged. His massive paws and powerful jaws struck Marina with crushing force. Decades of experience meant nothing. She was pinned, dragged across the ring, helpless beneath the predator she thought she knew. Screams echoed through the big top as performers rushed in, but it was too late. Marina's life ended in seconds. The circus closed the very next day. Czar was relocated to a wildlife sanctuary in Montana. Marina's death became a chilling reminder. No matter the bond, no matter the experience, even the most familiar predator can act on instincts too strong to control. Devin Hartwell, 2015, 280-pound African lioness. June 8, 2015, Bakersfield, California. The Ringling Regional Show had transformed a vacant lot into a world of wonder. Bright banners, colorful tents, and the scent of popcorn filled the air. But inside the big top, tension lingered. Devin Hartwell, 23, stood outside the performance ring, his heart pounding. Tonight was his first solo act with Nala, a 280-pound African lioness who had been trained by his mentor Roberto for over 5 years. Months of careful guidance had built trust between man and beast, but Devin's ambition was louder than caution. He had rehearsed advanced moves in secret, desperate to prove himself. His final stunt, Roberto's signature head and mouth maneuver, a trick requiring years of trust and perfect timing. Tonight, he attempted it without his mentor's supervision. As Devin leaned toward Nala, her body tensed. The lioness, confused and stressed by the crowd's energy and unfamiliar movements, reacted instantly. 4 minutes, that's all it took. Her powerful jaws snapped shut with brutal precision. The sound of bone crushing echoed through the tent. Devin's body went limp immediately, pinned beneath her strength. At first, the audience thought it was part of the performance, until crimson began staining the sawdust. Screams erupted. Emergency personnel rushed in, but it was too late. Devin had been killed in an instant. Nala was retired to a sanctuary, a reminder that no matter the training, overconfidence around a predator this size is fatal. Experience and ambition can be no match for instinct. Kurt Blackwood, 2016, 600-pound grizzly bear, March 22, 2016, Branson, Missouri. The modest big top of Family Fun Circus stood in a spring breeze, banners fluttering, lights glowing. For decades, the small family-owned circus had entertained rural communities, but attendance had been dwindling and financial pressure mounted. Kurt Blackwood, 38, known to friends as Kurt, had once been a rodeo clown. A back injury ended that life, but he found a new calling, working with Bruno, a 600-pound grizzly bear. Their bear hug routine was the centerpiece of the show, designed to demonstrate the incredible bond between man and predator. To the audience, it was a spectacle of trust. But that night, trust alone wasn't enough. As Kurt approached Bruno for the final embrace, the bear misread the gesture. Confusion met instinct. Bruno's massive arms, each capable of crushing bone, closed around Kurt's torso. Ribs snapped, lungs compressed. The audience held its breath, unaware that the deadly embrace had begun. Kurt struggled, gasping, but Bruno's strength overpowered him instantly. There was no malice, only raw power and instinct responding to an unfamiliar situation. Emergency personnel rushed in, but the damage was done. Kurt had suffocated under the bear's grip within moments. Bruno was unharmed, relocated to a wildlife preserve in Montana, where he lived out his life peacefully. The Family Fun Circus closed permanently, a grim reminder that even years of experience cannot tame the raw power of nature when instincts take over. Kimberly Chen, 2014, 200-pound jaguar, August 19, 2014, Las Vegas, Nevada. The intimate Sunset Strip Circus hummed with late-night energy. Tourists leaned forward in their seats, expecting something thrilling, unaware of the danger about to unfold. Kimberly Chen, 29, was a gymnast and social media performer with a modest following. Her act had always pushed the limits: flexibility, acrobatics, and big cats. Tonight she would perform with Onyx, a sleek 200-pound male jaguar, black as midnight and coiled with raw power. Kim had practiced a backflip over Onyx for weeks. It seemed like precision, like control, but the live performance brought new variables: audience proximity, flashing lights, and the jaguar's heightened stress from late-night shows. As she launched herself into the air, Onyx's instincts flared. A predator perceives movement from above as threat or prey. Kim's trajectory triggered everything the jaguar was built to do. In an instant, his powerful jaws clamped onto her torso, claws raking her arms and chest. The sound was catastrophic. Bones shattered, organs punctured, blood spilled across the small performance area. Within minutes, Kimberly's life ended. Onyx, following instinct, had no concept of malice, only reaction. Security intervened, sedating the jaguar. The audience sat in stunned silence, unable to process what had just occurred. Onyx survived and was later transferred to a zoo in Arizona, living out his life without further incident. Kim's ambition and skill could not overcome the raw power of a predator in its element. A chilling reminder that instinct is instantaneous, lethal, and unstoppable. Alejandro Romano, 2013, 140-pound mountain lion. December 3, 2013, Savannah, Georgia. The Heritage Circus Big Top glowed warmly, decorated for a special Christmas Eve performance. The audience expected nostalgia, artistry, and a tribute to centuries of circus tradition. Alejandro Romano, 45, represented the fourth generation of his family's legacy. Tonight, he would honor his ancestors with a dangerous act that had thrilled audiences for decades. Kneeling in the center ring, he held a piece of raw meat and spoke of his family's storied history. Beside him, Sierra, a 140-pound mountain lion, waited. 8 years of partnership had built trust, but tradition was about to clash with instinct. As Alejandro turned slightly, kneeling with his back exposed, Sierra's natural predatory instincts kicked in. To her, his vulnerable posture resembled prey. In a single fluid motion, she launched, her powerful claws sinking into his shoulders and neck, while her jaws found their mark. The impact was catastrophic. Major arteries were severed, bones crushed, and blood soaked the sawdust floor. The audience froze in shock, realization dawning too late that this was no performance. Despite centuries of careful training, Sierra's instincts had overridden familiarity and trust. Alejandro's life ended within minutes from massive trauma and blood loss. Heritage Circus closed permanently that night. Sierra was retired to a sanctuary in Colorado, living out her life safely, far from the ring where tradition had collided fatally with raw nature. Alejandro's death marked the tragic end of a century-old family legacy, a sobering reminder that wild instincts cannot be tamed, no matter the experience. Final thoughts. Animals don't hate us. They don't plan revenge. They react. Every story here shares one truth. The moment humans forget what animals are, animals remind them. Experience, confidence, or familial legacy cannot outweigh instinct. Even tamed predators, even those raised from birth, can become lethal in seconds. These performers pursued art, legacy, fame, but they faced a reality that ignored human ambition. Lions, tigers, bears, and jaguars didn't attack for malice. They acted according to their nature. If this video made you pause, made your heart race, made you respect the power of the wild, hit like, subscribe. And remember, under the big top, nature doesn't warn twice.